Hello everyone, this is part 6 of What If Naruto Was Reborn as Kyuubi, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Kakashi and Sai stood at the front gate of the village. They both arrived at the rendezvous a few seconds ago, but Hinata and Sakura were still waited on. You think they found something? Sai asked. Perhaps. Kakashi said, let's wait and see what they bring back. Do you think Naruto might be here? Sai asked. I have my hopes, but let's not forget, Tsunade-sama wasn't sure of the reason for Akatsuki's presence here. Kakashi answered. Just before them both, 3 puffs on smoke emitted and faded to reveal Sakura, Hinata, and Yamato. Yamato. Kakashi looked in surprise. You're here. Hi Kakashi-senpai. Yamato smiled. I found these two just outside the village. Had to scare off some Akatsuki to keep them safe. Well, we found nothing. Sai said, these people seem too scared to talk about Akatsuki. He eyed around at the villages that passed by. Well, now that we're together again. Kakashi walked up to Yamato. Perhaps you can tell us where Naruto is. It's been 3 years and we have gotten further from our plan. Kisame complained, we lost Hiden and Kakazu to mere children. What remained of Akatsuki gathered in their hideout, standing on their respective places on the large stone fingers. From what started off as 10, was now reduced to 6. Of all of them that were there, only Kisame and Itachi were truly there. The rest were there in projection form. Hiden is still alive, Zetsu said, he is merely buried under the earth. But without a head to go with the body, he won't be getting out of there. Itachi said, calmly. You're telling me. Deidara said, Toby disappeared from my sight. What are you talking about, senpai? I'm right here. Toby answered. I mean reality-wise. Deidara scolded, reality-wise, you're not with me. I guess this means you can't hurt me now, can you? Toby said with a somewhat goofy tone of voice. Just wait till I find you. Deidara growled under his breath. Enough. Without the location of the Jinchouki for the Kyuubi, we'll never get further. Pain said, all we can do now is wait for anything new of the whereabouts of the final 2 Jinchouki. Pain-sama, he has arrived. Conan said, and he wishes to speak to you privately. Very well. Pain replied, I take my leave. With that, Conan and Pain both disappeared from their projection, leaving Deidara, Kisame, Itachi, and Zetsu. Our leader answering to a leader. Kisame asked with amusement, never come across that every day. Hey, where did Toby go? Deidara asked. Probably went off to find you. Kisame theorized, you know the poor boy is lonely without you. Yeah, I'll welcome him back with a clay bomb. Deidara muttered. About 2 months after we both left Konoha, we ran into some trouble. Yamato answered, Orochimaru and Kabuto found us and attacked. I dealt with Orochimaru, while Kabuto lured Naruto away from us. I managed to get the upper hand, but after Orochimaru ran off, I lost sight of Naruto. But you told us he disappeared a few days ago. Sakura said, remembering what Yamato had told her and Hinata several minutes ago. I wasn't finished. I did all I could to search for him and a year later, I finally found him. Through the words Yamato was saying, Sakura was somehow able to sense that something was still hidden. We spent the next 2 years picking off where we left off in training. What happened after? Kakashi asked. Well, 6 months ago, we came to this village, the Wood Village. Naruto was sure that he was ready and that we can go back home. Yamato continued on with his story, but after one training night, he disappeared while we slept. I haven't seen him ever since he left. Hinata's face dropped down in disappointment. After hearing what happened from Yamato again, she began to feel more upset about having to wait longer for Naruto. Where did you go, Naruto-kun? Why do you make me wait? Maybe we can find him. Sakura said, 4 shinobi searching for one shouldn't be too hard. Well, the more the merrier. Yamato said, but how do we start? A group of 4 walked through an open grassland, heading to an unknown destination. The one who was at the back of the whole group was a fairly large male, who had a small blue bird perched on his left shoulder. This large, seemingly harmless-looking boy didn't mind the company of the bird. In front of him, a smaller, more fit boy was walking along. His long hair covered his forehead, but his eyes, nose and mouth were clearly visible. On his back, a large, gigantic blade was strapped to him, which, amazingly, didn't strain on him at all. Up front, there were the final two. One was a boy and the other was a girl, who seemed to try and move closer to the boy, though he always had his ways to get her to back off. "My feet are me." The boy with the large blade complained, "Can we take a break? You asked for one half an hour ago." The girl yelled at him, "What is wrong with you?" "Well, unlike you, Karen, I get exhausted from carrying this thing." He dropped on his bottom, taking the zanbato off his back. "We'll take a short break." The leading boy said, "Jugo, what's new?" The bird on the big boy's shoulder flew off. Apparently, what Sugetsu heard is true. Orochimaru is still alive. "That's not good," Sugetsu said. "Not good at all. What are we gonna do?" Karen asked the boy in white. When she got no response, Sasuke. He turned around to face the three of them. "That just adds more to our schedule. And this time, I'll make sure US for good. Let's keep moving." "But I still need my break," Sugetsu groaned. "We'll take a full break at night," Sasuke said. "But nighttime isn't until a few more hours," Sugetsu said. 4 hours to be exact, Karen said. The group was now following behind three of Kakashi's ninken, taking them outside the village and through a forest. "Clearly, the trails leads to somewhere away from Konoha," Kakashi said. "Perhaps something prevented him from wanting to go back home. The scent is partially strong," Pakken said. "By the amount of residue left of his scent, I'd say he was walking when he left." "Walking?" Sakura asked. "If something prevented him from coming home, he would have probably ran to wherever he needed to go." "This doesn't make any sense," Sai said. "Naruto leaves for unknown reasons, but we know for a fact that it wasn't anything bad." "Let's keep following the trail," Kakashi said. "When we find Naruto, we can ask him any questions we have." "But I still don't understand why he would leave," Hinata said. She began to ponder on anything possible that could have made Naruto stay away from Konoha more. So far, all she could think of involved the Kyuubi, but Naruto had said to Yamato that he was ready to go home. "Wait." Pakken stopped, followed by the other two ninken stopping to see what got the small pitbull's attention. "What is it?" Sakura asked. "There's tracks here." Pakken examined the dirt. "These are from some four-wheeled transport. A carriage perhaps," Sai suggested. These tracks seemed faint, yet not too faint. Pakken said, "I think they were left here around the same time as Naruto. Perhaps he was in the carriage." Hinata said, "That might explain his scent residue." "Perhaps," Kakashi said, "but we don't even know if these tracks lead to where Naruto is going." "Wait, I see something." Sai looked up ahead. He ran over to what got his attention, a small folded piece of parchment. He unfolded the paper, which revealed to be a note. The others caught up to him. "What does it say?" Sakura asked. "Someone please help us. We've been captured by masked bandits. They have their attention away from me, so I only have a small time to write this. Please save us." The letter was written in a messy form, no doubt from someone with shaking hands. The parchment was L, possibly from desperation, the writer L it from something else. "Maybe we should follow the trail," Hinata suggested. "It could be Naruto." "But how would Naruto be captured by simple bandits?" Sakura asked. "He's better than that. After all, he's spent 3 years training. Even if it isn't him, this is an innocent person." Hinata said, "We can't just let an innocent life be destroyed. Not after knowing about it." "I have to agree with Hinata," Kakashi said. "It may be possible that Naruto is the one who wrote this, but there's also the chance that he may have been following them from the start. It may explain why he mysteriously disappeared. Then maybe we should follow the trail," Sai said. "That's the only logical choice," Yamato said. With that, the group proceeded to follow the tracks that were left by these bandits. But wait, Sakura was at the back, not moving from where she stood. What is wrong? What if this simply pulls us away from finding Naruto? What other choices do we have? Yamato asked. "It's either this, which may possibly lead us to Naruto, or continue to follow the scent." "Well, if it helps, Naruto's scent seems to follow the tracks," Pakken said. "I have a feeling that he may have followed them." Listen, Sakura. Kakashi walked up to Sakura, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. When we find these bandits and save the hostage, we can pick up from where we left off afterward. When this is done, I promise that we will stop at nothing in finding Naruto. Hinata thought over the long years of being apart from Naruto. She looked up the sky, watching as the birds above flew along. Naruto-kun. She waited patiently for 3 years for his return, waiting for him to come back home, waiting to be able to touch him again. She waited patiently for him to tell him how much she missed him and how her love for him grew so much. The trail led them deeper into the forest, far from the village and closer to the unknown. At the current moment, the sun was barely visible behind the far mountains. As they continued on following the trail, they came across an open area in the forest. What stood out the most were the several campfires that were in the area. The group hid themselves from any eyes by hiding behind trees that were far from the encampment. That must be them, Sakura said. Masked bandits. Yamato noted on every single one of them. Each of the people that were there wore masks that all looked the same. Their masks were black with faces carved on it with 2 horns on the top. Their attire was also very similar. Black shirts that were loose fit, the sea was slightly exposed from the opening, but not too much. The pants were dark brown in color, reaching down, halfway down the shins, with bandage wrappings around the ankles, and slightly over the sandals. A fairly large orange sash wrapped around the waist of them all with several different black belts wrapped over the sash to keep it in place. Along with the mask to hide their faces, they also wore black balaclavas to hide their entire head behind the masks. Behind them, they each had a black katana tucked under the belts. Does anyone see the prisoners? Sai asked. Kakashi immediately pulled his forehead protector up, showing his Sharingan. He scanned the area with the Uchiha eye. They're in the tent that closest to the center. Kakashi pointed to the one he was referring to, the one with no flag on top. Every single tent in the area was black with a red flag on the top that had a kanji character for Oni on it. Do you see Naruto there? Sakura asked. I don't know. Kakashi said, it's too far for me to know, I can only see that the tent has the prisoners. Let's make this quick, Sai said. Try and spare their lives. Yamato ordered, we'll take them back to the village and let their fate be taken care of from there. Oi! From behind them, 2 of these masked bandits found them. They both had their katanas unsheathed, ready for an attack. More prisoners, one of them said. Too late, attack. Kakashi ordered. Well, we're no longer needed. With that, pack and dispersed, along with the other 2 ninken. The group fled from the current 2 and jumped down to the area where the rest were. The others were alerted of their presence and attacked the intruders. The group split up, each taking on their own portion of bandits. Kakashi fended himself off against 5 bandits that all charged at him with their katanas. As they all came at him at once, he delivered a spin kick that sent them all back and on the ground. Each of them impacted on the dirt surface with a large cloud of dust. As Kakashi prepared himself for a hand seal, he stopped. They might not be shinobi. He brought his hands up into tight fists, better play it safe. Sakura defended herself from the swiping motions of the katanas that came at her. She prevented herself from using her chakra-infused attacks to prevent possible S-blows. She knew a shinobi would be able to handle the devastating blows of her punches, but she didn't know these were shinobi or not, and she didn't want to risk it. She reduced herself to attacking with harmless blows, but painful enough to knock him out cold if required. As she swung a fist and punched one in the face, a katana swiped over her head. In reaction, she spun around and delivered a hook kick at the bandit's end. He completely missed. Sakura noted on how she could have been decapitated, but the banditess just over her head, these guys definitely aren't shinobi. Sai had his short sword in hand, blocking attacks from the bandits and attacking back. One charged at him. He's giving me a clear opening. He must have very little fighting experience. He jumped up and flipped back, landing a successful kick to the bandit's face before making a complete turn. He managed to land on top of one of the bandits, taking out another. Moku Bunshin no Jutsu, wood clone technique. From the ground, roots sprouted out, taking form of Yamato. Now the bandits had to deal with 2 Yamatos. One by one, they attacked, but each and every one of them were easily taken down. Eventually, the bandits gathered together and as one, charged at the 2. While the real Yamato jumped out of the way, the wood clone was pinned. Yamato landed on the ground just behind Kakashi. You noticed it yet? The masked Junin asked. Yes, I did, Yamato answered. Both of them examined each of the bandits that surrounded them. They all fight with poor performance, Kakashi noted. They must be nowhere near the shinobi level. Yamato said, they sure are one pathetic bunch. While the others were dealing with the bandits, Hinata made her way to the tent where all the prisoners were. When she entered the tent, she saw that there were just over 30 people in the tent, all trapped in cages. When they all saw Hinata come in, they immediately brought their hands out through the bars, pleading. Have you come to save us? Please, get us out of here. I miss my mommy. Who are you? Hinata looked at them all in pity. Hi, I'm here to save you. Are you all from the wood village? The voices that they all made seemed to say, yes. She then remembered the main reason why she was here and not back in Konoha. Naruto-kun. No reply. Naruto-kun, are you here? She got no response. It was then she knew that Naruto was definitely not here and that this was all a delay to finding him. I'll have you out in a moment. She looked at the locks that kept them all in the cages. You need the key. One of them said, the leader of these bandits has it. He keeps it with him at all times. Where is he? Hinata asked. Look out. Hinata quickly turned to the direction of where they were pointing. Before she could react, this unknown attacker hit Hinata at the back of the end before she could completely turn around. She felt herself lose consciousness. Back outside, the others fought off the many bandits that came at them. There's just no end to these idiots, Sakura said. Keep holding them off, Kakashi said, they'll eventually give in. Stop. All the bandits, even the Konoha shinobi stopped in their tracks, looking in the direction of the voice. The figure that stood there was clad in samurai armor. The color of the armor was red, with black strings that kept it all together. Surrender yourselves now. He held Hinata in front of her with his katana by her teeth. Give up or I will kill her. Do as he says, Kakashi ordered, stand down. But Kakashi-senpai, Yamato was about to disagree. That's an order, Kakashi replied, one life isn't worth it. Gritting through his teeth, Yamato gave in. The bandits approached each of them and bound their hands with ropes. Before Kakashi was bound, he took the liberty of covering his Sharingan eye with his forehead protector first. Excellent. The leader smiled through his samurai mask. Bring them into my tent. They shall be my guests of honor, for the ceremony will be starting soon. The bandits pushed the shinobi along, all going to where their leader was. Each of them knew that they could break loose of their bondage, but with Hinata in the hands of the leader, they might risk having her killed. They would have to either wait for the right moment or end up surrendering completely. The group of bandits all gathered around their leader in his tent. While the others were bound and surrounded by the minions, Hinata was in the grasps of the armored superior. You made a grave mistake of intruding in my territory, he said, but it seems the mighty Oni Lord may have brought you all here for this special night. What do you plan to do with us? Kakashi asked. Well, it seems you do not know about us. The leader said, well, to begin, my name is Nikito, leader of the Onimusha tribe. He removed mask and helmet to reveal his face. He appeared to be no older than 50, but the battle damage on his face made it difficult to determine. He had a scar going across his face, from the right side of his forehead to his left cheek. A large scar was there. He also had what appeared to be a severe burn on his right cheek and a recent C on his right eyebrow. We are a very devoted tribe. We keep to the laws that was created through the mighty Oni Lord. Oni Lord? Sakura asked. Yes, the very Oni that separates us from the lesser race of humans. Nikito explained, you see, the Oni Lord is like a god to us. We worship him and follow his will. When he tells us to raid a village, we obey, for his will is above all else. If he tells me to kill one of my own loyal servants, I do it without question. As long as his will is obeyed, we remain strong. He began to feel Hinata move on her own. This little girl is about to wake up, bind her before she does. 3 of his bandit subordinates came and took her body. You still didn't answer my question. Kakashi said, what are you planning to do with us? Correct. Well, along with us obeying his will, we follow a tradition that has been passed down ever since my grandfather first created this tribe. Nikito answered, once a year, At the start of midnight, we prepare for a ceremony to honor the strength the Oni Lord has given us all these years. Every year, we go to one village and take as many souls, and prepare them as an offering. He then walked up to where his apparent throne was. On the throne, a small dagger was resting on the seat. He took the dagger and unsheathed it. With this very blade, the bee of the offering is poured and given to our Lord, so that he may no longer hunger. You're sick, Sai said with disgust. Innocent lives for something that's not even real. Silence. Nikito yelled, how dare you insult the Oni Lord? You know you cannot keep shinobi behind bars. Kakashi said. Shinobi? Nikito asked in amusement. My boy, I've been granted the strength of the Oni Lord himself. Shinobi or not, you cannot harm me. He was about to turn away from Kakashi when something about him made him look in surprise. Your hair, it looks familiar. After looking carefully at Kakashi, he suddenly knew, you're the son of Konoha's White Fang. He then chuckled slightly, which then grew into a laugh. What a great night this is indeed. Perhaps you would like to see how I knew who your father was. He nodded to Bandit who was standing in front of a large curtain. The bandit pulled the curtain down, revealing what was behind it. To the disgust of the others, behind the curtain, there were shelves of jars, each containing what appeared to be the heads of victims. These are the heads of many that I found would be worth keeping. Though I didn't kill some of them, their reputation was something I couldn't ignore. Kakashi looked at one of the jars and was instantly shocked. No. Standing at the end of the top shelf, the head of something familiar was there, contained in the jar and sealed. The silver hair was instantly recognizable. Otu-san. Yes, I found his grave a couple of years ago. Knowing about his reputation, I knew I had to have him. So I unburied his remains and took the head. Of course I took the liberty of burying him back up. Nikito said with pride. Kakashi immediately lost his strength and fell on his knees. Nikito looked at him in amusement. Such a pity, isn't it? Take them away. The bandits dragged the group of captured ninjas, taking them out of the tent. While the others walked along with them, Kakashi was dragged out. This is bad. Sakura said, these knots are tight, I can't even flow enough chakra to break free. Neither can I. Yamato said, what do we do, Kakashi-senpai? Kakashi didn't answer. Kakashi-sensei, are you alright? Sakura asked. He was once a legend of Konoha. Kakashi simply said, even as great as Tsunade-sama and Jiraiya. That was until he failed a mission that cost Konoha the war at one point. He disgraced me, yes, but to have someone like Nikito take his head as a trophy is unacceptable. Kakashi's visible eyes showed contained rage. I may have lost my respect for him as a shinobi when he committed seppuku, but I loved him as a father. Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi-senpai, we have only 15 minutes before it's midnight, we must think of something. Yamato said, we must stop this ceremony from happening. Are you mad? One of the other prisoners asked. You can't stop the Onimusha tribe from having their ceremony. I've seen firsthand of his powers, you can't beat him. We are going to stop this. Kakashi said, turning to the prisoner that spoke, and you can go back home. You have my word. A group of bandits came into the tent. Nikito-sama wants those 5. One of them pointed at the shinobi. Bring 'em out. The others went to the cage to unlock it. They each grabbed one shinobi and dragged them out of the cage and out of the tent. When they were outside, they saw that there was a large fire prepared for the ceremony. In front of them, there was a large altar with what looked like a basin. Keep moving. The bandit said, who was holding Sakura. The master doesn't have all day. The bandits brought him to a small area just outside of the fire. The bandits left the 5 there and returned to Nikito's tent. While they were gone, Sakura tried to break free again. Sakura, it's hopeless. Sai said, these bonds are too tight for use. I won't give up. Sakura said, struggling with her hand bonds. Suddenly, Sakura found her wrists free from the rope. Without wasting time, she went over to the others and seized their bonds. Let's go. Just as they got up and prepared to initiate their plan, bandits appeared and surrounded them. Hinata, perhaps you should show everyone what you learned in the past 3 years. Kakashi said, though Hinata showed signs of hesitation. Hinata, you can do this. I know Naruto would believe in you. Naruto-kun. Hinata then remembered how all of her time training was to show him that she became stronger. Hoping that she could be noticed by him. She knew that if he was here, he would be proud of her. Please keep a safe distance. Of course. Kakashi answered, everyone, stay behind her. Hinata stood in the surroundings of many bandits. Her face was looking down to the ground, for she was deep in thought. Naruto-kun, if you were here, you would say how amazing and strong I've become. Hinata slowly brought her hands together for a seal. I'm going to show everyone here that I am strong. With her seals made, she performed her newfound jutsu, Suten, Hahanryu, water release, rapid crasher. From the palms of her hand, a swirling amount of water formed and suddenly shot out forward in a strong jet. The bandits that were standing before her were caught in the blast and forced back from the jet. They were pushed so far that the others lost sight of them, for they were far in the forest. Hinata grinned at her success. For the first time, she had unleashed her use of elemental chakra. Kakashi-senpai, did she? Yamato was shocked. He knew that technique well, for it was one he used himself. Her training has finally paid off. Kakashi smiled through the mask he wore. You mean you? Yamato was surprised. You trained her. ... Flashback. What did you require my audience for? Kakashi asked formally, Hiashi-sama. Hiashi sat in his office, sitting behind a desk. It regards my daughter, the future heir of the Hyuga clan. Kakashi was partially surprised. He's never had any business regarding Hinata, let alone a Hyuga for that matter. In the wake of Uzumaki Naruto's departure, Hinata has asked me to find ways of training her. Hiashi explained, 3 months since he left, 3 months. My daughter wishes to be stronger for him. Though I still do not fully see what my daughter sees in that boy, I promise to help her find methods of training. I suppose that involves me. Kakashi asked. Yes. I made requests to the Hokage to find someone who can train my daughter, and you were the one she recommended. Hiashi answered, she told me of how you trained Uzumaki Naruto in using elemental chakra. I wish for you to teach my daughter the same way. Kakashi was now surprised completely. Hiashi wanted him to train Hinata, but not simply train, but train in using elemental chakra. Hiashi-sama, Naruto has a near limitless amount of chakra, and we both know very well as to why that is. Knowing that Hiashi Hyuga was fully aware that Naruto was the reincarnation of the Kyuubi. That provided him with many talents that even I cannot do. He is one of the rare shinobi who can perform the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu and produce thousands of shadow clones. The shadow clones were the main purpose of his training. I believe in my daughter. Hiashi simply answered, neither she nor I care of how long the training will take, I just wish for you to train her. Kakashi sighed quietly, not wanting to make any possible insults to the heir of the Hyugas. Very well. ... End. I never thought she would finish her training so quickly. Kakashi said to Yamato, 3 years since she started training with me, and managed to finish in 2. She has great talents. ... Flashback. Now, your father has requested that I train you in elemental jutsu. Kakashi stood alone with Hinata in an open field, not too far from the Hyuga mansion. What you must know is that this training will require much dedication and time. There will be no easy way through this, so you must commit 100% in this. Understood. Hi. Hinata answered. Naruto was able to finish his training in a matter of days, but that was through the use of shadow clones. Your chakra is nowhere near as large as his, so I'm going to hate to train you the same way I was trained. Kakashi said, and during the time you train with me, you shall be put in my squad as Naruto's temporary replacement. I understand. Kakashi-sensei. Hinata answered. Perfect. Kakashi grinned. Now, before we even start in elemental training, you must know the origins of jutsus. He raised his right hand, open-palmed. There are 5 different types of chakra used for jutsus, every single one stems from these 5. I would go to explain its history, but training is more important. The 5 are fire, wind, water, lightning, and earth. Just like the names of the 5 great countries. Hinata noted. Not bad, you know your history. Kakashi smiled in amusement. Now, before we begin our training, I must know what to train you in, otherwise the training may be a waste of time. Kakashi saw that Hinata was partially confused, causing him to sigh. Long story short, I need to know what element suits you. He reached into his pouch and pulled out 2 blank square papers. These cards are able to react to the chakra of whoever holds it. It will tell us what element you're chosen for. How? Hinata asked. The cards will react with the chakra you channel into it, like so. Kakashi held on card in his right hand and the other in his left. Look at the card on my right. After a quick second, the card suddenly crumpled, causing Hinata to react surprised. Since my natural chakra is lightning-based, the paper crumples. What about the other 4 elements? Hinata asked. For fire, it would burn. Wind, it splits in half. If water, then it gets wet. If it's earth, then it turns to dust. Kakashi explained. Now, take this one and channel your chakra into it. He handed the last card to her. Hinata took the card and prepared herself. There's no need to focus too much. Kakashi said, it reacts to the slightest amount. Hinata nodded in understanding and looked at the card as she prepared to channel her chakra into it. When she did, she felt the card get moist. From a stiff material, it suddenly flopped over in her grasp. Well, looks like it's the water element. Kakashi said, now we can begin. ... End. She possesses a rare talent in the water-based jutsus. Her Byakugan allows her to see the water vapors around her, giving her a near-limitless supply of water for her attacks. Kakashi explained, a talent that may even impress the second Hokage. Kakashi-senpai, you still amaze me. Yamato said, has she ever used her newfound power in combat? This is her first time. Kakashi answered, and I have to say, she is doing very well. You will not stop this. A voice boomed. All the bandits slowly backed away as Nikito approached. I will not have you interrupt this ceremony and anger the Oni Lord. We will do what we must. Kakashi said, I suggest you give up. I think not. Nikito smirked. Attack. All the bandits surrounding the 5 ran forward. The 5 shinobi split and attacked their select few. As the other dealt with the bandits, Nikito approached Hinata. You are one talented little girl. He pulled out 6 knives, all held between his fingers. He then threw them all at Hinata, intending to K her on the spot. Hinata quickly made her hand seals and preformed another jutsu, Suten, Shubunshin, water release, vanishing clone. When the knives hit her, she suddenly burst into water. What? Nikito looked in shock as Hinata had disappeared. From behind him, she slowly appeared, ready to strike, but Nikito was quick to anticipate it. He turned around and prepared a punch. Suten, Mizukab Shugo, water release, water wall protection. A sudden burst of water formed between Nikito and Hinata. You have no hope in stopping me, Nikito said, as he grabbed Hinata by her hair, breaking through the water shield. You think mere water is going to stop me? Let her go, Sakura yelled. She roundhouse kicked the bandit that was in her way. The bandit landed on the ground, causing all the dirt to form into a large cloud around his body. With her attention away from the bandit, she ran towards Nikito. As Nikito brought his attention to Hinata, the revealing of her face brought a look of surprise to Nikito. Wait, those eyes. Nikito examined Hinata's pale eyes. You're a Hyuga. He smiled with delight. What a great night this has become. The bee of a Hyuga shall be perfect for the Oni Lord's hunger. He took his dagger and brought it to Hinata's tea. When I'm done with this night, your head will make a fine addition to my trophy collection. Let her go. Sakura ran at Nikito, preparing a chakra punch. I can't let you K her. But as she got close, Nikito simply backhanded her and she fell to the ground. Pathetic. He simply said, no one shall interrupt the ceremony. A small essence of glowing red energy emitted from his hand, which faded several seconds later. It is midnight, one of the bandits said. Very good. Nikito smiled. He looked down at Hinata, with his dagger still close to her tea. She shall be the first to be offered. While Kakashi, Yamato, and Sai could only look as Hinata was about to be K, the nearby bandit unsheathed his katana with his right hand and aimed it at Nikito's head. I'm sorry, but I can't let you K her either. The bandit said. What is the meaning of this? Nikito asked. You dare interrupt the ceremony of your Oni Lord. You see, that's the thing. Nikito found it strange that this bandit's form of speech was suddenly different, as well as his voice. I don't worship any Oni Lord. Then what? Nikito was now even more confused. You know, losing your focus makes you lose more. The bandit said. Look at the Hyuga girl. Nikito looked down and found the Hinata was no longer in his grasp. He looked ahead and saw that one of the other bandits took her to Kakashi, Yamato, and Sai. He then looked to where Sakura was and one of the bandits was kneeling by her side. How dare you betray me? Lower your weapon, you serve me. I serve no one. With his left hand, he reached for his head and pulled his balaclava off. Most definitely, not you. It can't be. Sai looked in amazement. Kakashi and Yamato were speechless with what they had witnessed. Standing before them all, was none other than Naruto. His blonde hair waved along with the small night breeze that came through the trees, as it had no grown longer. His eyes were covered with a brown cloth blindfold, but the whiskers on his face weren't hard to recognize. Naruto-kun. Hinata looked at Naruto in shock. Is that you? Did you miss me? Naruto asked with a smile. Suddenly, all the other bandits began to disperse into smoke, one by one. By now, they all realized that the army of bandits were nothing more than Naruto and his shadow clones. Now the entire area was only him, Nikito, and the other 5 shinobi. Now I'll finish what I started, Naruto said, and this time, I won't be waiting. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.